Hello, Kat. This is Fancy. And I agree with what you said about your um, scale. You do need more steps. It's not reading as well as a lot of the scales do with the blend tool. There's a high value contrast here from step 1 to step 2. And then there's hardly any value contrast here between the last step and the one above it. And you only have one chromatic gray. So chromatic gray is a color that you could pull out of your scale. So if you pulled one of these steps out, if you pulled the step out and put it on a neutral background, a white background, it would look gray. And you probably couldn't tell if it was more influenced by one perceptual opposite or the other. But if you pulled out this one, you pulled out this one, you could definitely tell they lean more toward this cyan or more toward this red. So more steps, I think, because you need at least 2 or maybe 3 values to make successful areas of water. Okay, so onto your design. It looks like you're using I'm just going to say single visual pathways, though I know these are less than single visual pathways. Or let's say small visual pathways or narrow visual pathways and wide visual pathways that are gradating within. And so right now you need to place values next to each other that are right next to each other on the scale. So you need to go right down the scale. So I can't tell if this is, I know this is step 1, and I'm thinking that, I don't know if this is step 2 or step 3. So if this is step 3, then you need to replace it with step 2. If this is step 2, then you can see what I'm talking about, that there's too high of a contrast between these first steps. So you can gradate from one perceptual opposite to the other, or you can gradate from one end of the scale to the middle. So one end of the scale to the middle to create your gradations. So I suggest approaching it just as you would any other assignment for this class. Build the pathways first. Make sure that every part of the composition is part of a pathway. Make sure the viewer can follow the pathways through good continuation. Make sure the pathways are balanced and unified. And then go back in and start to pile on the chromatic grays and isolate areas of fire, small areas of fire surrounded by large areas of water. I did say that right? Small areas of fire in large areas of water. And make sure those fire areas, think odd numbers, 3, 5, 7, probably no more than 5. Otherwise, it's just getting to be too much fire. Make sure they're small and that they are strategically placed in the design to help move the viewer's eye around the composition. All right, I look forward to your next iteration.